These are unisolar panels, which are slightly different to the standard sort of panels. The reason I bought them is because they're a sort of supposedly low embodied energy. The silicon used on them is a very, very fine layer that's been sprayed on in the process, so there's less energy has been gone into their manufacture. That's why they're big, because they're not as efficient as the other panels, but hopefully a little bit eco-friendly. And they're also supposed to be better in cloudy weather because they absorb light from 3 points in the spectrum. So I think it's green, blue and red, rather than the sort of mono or polycrystalline ones. Well, each of these panels supposedly produces 64 watts at full whack when the sun's totally on it at straight on a nice hot sunny day. So this system is supposedly 384 watts, which isn't that much. I mean, so that's nearly four conventional light bulbs, or maybe 40 sort of energy efficient ones. You're going to get maybe at this time of year, 5 or 6 hours of good sunlight. So you can run, say, 40 low efficiency, high efficiency light bulbs for 5 hours a day. So it's not very much. But it depends on what you're running. Obviously, you don't just use this and run normal mains, things like fridges or whatever. You just use it for lighting, or you use it for sounds, because sounds actually don't use very much power. You have to start looking at what items use power and how much. For instance, an electric kettle will use like 2 to 3 kilowatts or 2,000 to 3,000 watts per time that it's on. So things like that you don't use. You have to start looking at, which I'm still doing, start looking at all the items that you want to run and what they draw, and you don't want to use washing machines, fridges, things like that. On small systems you don't want to run, but things like music and light and radios and mobile phones and all that, that's totally fine. So you start looking at how much wattage is, and also on the backs of every item will have it sort of like its watt rating, what it's supposed to use, which is also normally rubbish. It's like that's its highest rating, and if you actually put it on a meter and measure it, it's often a hell of a lot less. For instance, I've got a juicer that says it's 400 watt motor and it uses like 50 watts. So often it's if you want to do this sort of thing, you should get the item and measure it, and you can then work out actually how much power it's going to use.